What's up everyone, and welcome to today's video. So some of you guys might remember a few months back I did a couple of videos on One Investments explaining about their two different tokens coming up in their protocol. We're actually now just 1 week away from the pre-sale, so I thought I'd do a little update video today because there are a couple of changes that have happened within the protocol since then, and I've also got all the relevant pre-sale information to give you guys. So if you do go back and watch my previous videos, I do go into more detail about how the protocol functions and into more detail specific on each of the tokens, scepter and baton. I think I will go over it just briefly here before I go on and explain any of the changes that have happened within the protocol since then. So I just want to get up, this is it, this little image here kind of explains well the whole kind of ecosystem and how it works. So One Investments basically have two main tokens within their ecosystem, scepter and baton. So the way scepter works and has an always increasing floor price is obviously it doesn't work like a normal token where once you buy the token 100% of that money goes into the market cap, and then when you sell 100% of that comes out. Basically there's price discrepancies between buying in and buying out. It's kind of, think about it like a tax. So when you buy into scepter, you buy slightly higher than the floor price, and then when you sell like a slightly lower rate. Imagine it like a tax, and then it's only those taxes that are getting added to the treasury, and then the increase in the treasury equals an increase in the floor price basically. So for example, the amount of money that it takes to double the market cap of a normal coin, that wouldn't double the price of scepter. It would, scepter's going to increase in price much slower than a normal token would, but the benefit is that the price of scepter can't go down, can only go up. So obviously there's a few different ways that the price of scepter will keep going up. Obviously the buying and selling of scepter, because those discrepancies between the floor price and the sale price, that money gets added to the treasury. You also have the burning of scepter for baton, which is the second token, which I'm going to go on about in a second. You also have a certain percentage of those scepter tokens will get added to the treasury. And also the last way is that the scepter treasury is also going to be invested elsewhere. Now the scepter treasury is going to be the low risk treasury, because it's actually going to have three different treasuries. So the scepter treasury that is behind scepter is going to be the low risk investment one, where the money is going to be put into very low risk stablecoin investments and stuff like that. Very similar to another protocol, USD Plus, which I've also done a video on before. Actually, we can just go ahead and have a look at that protocol now and see how that works. So as you can see here, USD Plus is offering 19% APY at the moment and 20% APY on the Polygon, and you can see how that works over time. Let's go down on the website. Here you go. You can see if you just change through the different blockchains, you can see how that performs. But even if you're looking at it on along a time scale here, you can see how it averages around about 10% APY. USD Plus is a little bit different because these guys rebase, so they increase the supply and then distribute those tokens to all the holders, so your number of tokens that you have increases over time, whereas scepter isn't going to work like that. Instead of increasing the amount of tokens, it just means each token is going to be worth more as the treasury increases in value. And you can see how these guys use their portfolio and invest it in a bunch of different stable coins. So that's pretty much how scepter works and how it's only going to increase in price over time. And then, as you can see here from this diagram, there's a couple of different things you can do. You can either obviously buy scepter, hold it for a certain amount of time until it increases in value, and then sell it. Or you can, once you've bought it, you can then get their second token, baton token. Now this token is a rewards token. It's going to pay you out in weekly USDC airdrops. Now this token also has a treasury behind it, which is going to be a low to medium risk treasury. So they're also going to be investing in stuff like stablecoins, then maybe taking on a little bit more riskier stuff as well, with the aim of increasing their portfolio a little bit more over the period of a year, and therefore being able to increase the amount of USD drops that will build up over time. You have got a couple of options then with baton, but baton is supposed to be a long-term hold. It's supposed to be something you buy and you hold, and as you can keep then, because you can see this circle here, right? So you get you have a certain amount of baton, and then you earn a certain amount of USD airdrops. And if you want to then increase your airdrops should increase over time as the treasury size increases for baton. But also then, if with these USD weekly airdrops, if you then reinvest them back into Scepter and then burn them into baton token, then the amount of baton you'll have will also increase over time, and then it's just kind of a knock-on snowball effect basically. And yeah, so they're kind of your two options. Or you can do a little bit of both. You can hold some Scepter and then maybe burn some of them for baton and kind of do both at the same time. It's kind of up to you really. And yeah, so they're the two tokens in the protocol. Obviously I don't want to go into too much detail, I've already done a couple of videos on that. I just wanted to go over a little bit of what's happened in the last couple of months. So since these guys did the private sale, they have actually already started one of their treasuries, and you can go and check that out if you go over onto their Discord server. They have a treasury management section, very transparent with everything they're doing, and they do release a little overview every now and again. They tell you where the money is, how much they're making or losing on each different protocol, and you can see here that since they started, they have had a total profit of 10,000, which is now 45%. And yeah, they also give the wallet address, so you can keep a track of that on Degen, as you can see here. Loading up now. So this is the current wallet, and you can see exactly where all the money is and the different protocols that they are currently invested in. For the upcoming pre-sale, they have actually made a simulator, which I thought was pretty cool. Obviously everything's kind of estimated and guesstimate, as you can see here, assuming that Scepter manages to achieve a 20% APR on average throughout the year, and baton is assumed to have increased by 300% at the end of the year, and then the risk treasury, which is the third one, is assumed to have increased by 700% at the end of the year. So all these you can have a play around this. You can change these numbers, and then you can see all the charts. You can see how much that Scepter and baton is estimated to increase over time and stuff like that. Which one is it? Machine. You can see here they've got a little table as well, which shows all the details days after launch. As I said, you can change all those values at the start, and all these values will change here, which I thought was pretty cool. So moving on, I want to talk a little bit more about the pre-sale now, which is going to be happening next week. It will be officially Wednesday the 31st of August. Now that leaves you guys about a week if you guys aren't a part of the project yet and you want to get yourself a whitelist spot. Whitelist spots are still available. You have to be active in the community. They're constantly doing Gartic games, that kind of stuff, to give away spots. Also Twitter competitions and stuff like that. There's still some opportunity for those of you guys that haven't got a whitelist spot. By having a whitelist spot, you'll be able to buy Scepter at a price of $1, and launch price will be around about $1.10, so you'll be getting a slight discount on the launch price. Now there are also different tiers in the whitelist. They've got 3 tiers in total, tier 1, 2 and 3, and the difference between them is just how much money that you will be able to contribute. So tier 3 you'll be able to contribute $1,000, tier 2 $1,500, and tier 1 $2,000. Now these guys did do a vote within the community to decide which blockchain that they wanted to use, and in the end everyone decided that the blockchain that most people want to use at the moment was the Binance Smart Chain. So these guys will be launching the Binance Smart Chain. The launch will be a few days later. It will be on the 2nd of September, and then about a month after that they will be releasing their own DEX, decentralized exchange called Space DEX. And for the moment you won't be able to buy WAND through the decentralized app on the WAND website. But I think in a month's time, once their decentralized exchange, SpaceDex, is live, you will also be able to buy a Scepter token on there too. And one last thing I want to talk about with the pre-sale. Now these guys have got what they call relief whitelist spots available, and basically it is anybody who has been affected in recent rug pulls or scams within the DeFi space, then you might be entitled to a whitelist spot. Obviously depending on if the projects that you got scammed in is on the list that these guys have got for giving away relief whitelist spots. But I know for sure that Pragma Finance and Liquid Capital, for the people that were invested there and didn't sell, you guys can definitely be allocated a relief whitelist spot. And there's a bunch of other projects as well. You just have to go onto their Discord server and check in the whitelist section. You'll be able to see a list of different projects that come under there. So it's an easy way of getting yourself a whitelist spot. I think the total allocation for that relief whitelist spot is just $500 though. So if you do want to invest more, then you're going to have to put a bit more effort into try and get yourself at least a tier 3 whitelist spot. And yeah, so just a week left to go for this one. So I'll make sure to put all the relevant documentation in the description of this video so you can go and check it out for yourself. And as always, thanks for listening guys. Until next time, bye.